Alright, so this is kind of like the second time I've done this because the tutorial is too long for me to upload to Facebook. So we are going to go through this semi-fast, shall we say. So this is how to draw a graffiti letter on Procreate, Apple Pencil, iPad. Start yourself off with a new layer. Get yourself a brush. Usually I use Studio Pen. The main thing to do is to put this to 100%. Streamline I'm usually down here with most brushes. If you get it on max, when you do kind of long arcs, like so, and pressure, you get a nice arc or sweeping motion. So what we're going to do here is you're just going to draw your initial of your first name. Yeah, so mine being Kevin, so K, like so. Doesn't have to be amazing, just a rough guide. Then you can turn down the opacity, add yourself a new layer on top of that, and then you're going to draw your construction lines. Now for me, I get a bit wacky, so don't feel like you have to stay within the sections of what you got to do, because I'm going to show you how to get over that in a second. So that's your construction lines. Okay, so next thing to do now is to add a new layer. You can get rid of this one, press the N, put the opacity down as well, back to the new layer on top, and this is going to be the actual ink layer. So this one you can take your time with, or you can be a little bit messy like I am sometimes. That's not a very good line. Actually, still not a good line. Just depending on if you want line weight, that kind of thing. But I'll show you a kind of trick to get rid of anything that's kind of that you don't want to use, basically, especially if you're new to this particular program, Procreate. So now you've got your lines, you can get rid of this layer. You want to take the eraser and use this side panel, make it big or small, and you're just gonna either take your time, up to you. Obviously, like I said, because I can't actually get proper download speeds right now for some reason, I'm gonna kind of rough this out so you can get the general gist of what you've got to do. But you just take this, square off your kind of lines, as it were, whatever you want it to look like, and you can go small, big, square them off, taper. But obviously I'm kind of rushing, but not rushing, as it were. But you just got to make sure everything's locked off. So now we're good. So this layer, that would be our ink layer. We're going to duplicate it, come down. You're going to pick your color, come over and drop it. If for any reason it fills the whole thing, you've got something wrong here in the ink layer. Yeah, so in this area there's a gap, so you can actually do this, hold it inside, and then pull down the threshold. See that blue line across there? So if I drop it in there, I can move the threshold and then it would fill the layer. But usually, for say like if I go 100%, I know there's a tiny gap somewhere in my lines because if I go 100% not working. So just bring it down, that'll fill the hole. So after that, we are going to add another layer. Sorry, not add another layer, what am I talking about? We're going to duplicate this layer, and this part is going to be your drop shadow. So you're going to go to hue and saturation, bring the brightness down to 0. That'll change the back layer completely black. Boom. Then you're going to go to your selection tool and then drag this where you want it to be. Yeah, that would be pretty cool actually. Yeah, like that. How about that? Something different. So you can either do that, yeah, like so, and then these side panels obviously bring it down. Best thing to do is actually have this in, what have I just done there? Let's just double tap out of that, bring it to where I wanted it. You want it to be on uniform. That's probably where, then it won't skew it for any reason. That's what freeform is. You can skew it, bring it down. You can do that when we do the drop shadow, basically. You can flip, do all these kind of things here, but don't worry too much about that. Come out of that, here's your drop shadow. Yeah, whatever you want to be. So we are going to go up to the top here, then we're going to go to this other selection tool. We want it on automatic. Click on the actual color. You're going to bring in a lighter color so we can do a gradient. Okay, so you're going to go to your brush. Usually I just use airbrushing. Use the soft brush like so, and then all you're going to do is come across it like so, and that will give you some sort of gradient. Okay, now let's say you go too far and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. Well, not a problem. Just click out of that and then hold down if you got the drop finger, and then just go back over it. Yeah, and you can bring that gradient back, and then there you go. All right, so we've got this one. So now what we want to do is the shadow layer. So shadow layer, you add one on top. Now you're going to go for a darker color from whatever you had. Go back to your studio pen. Studio pen. Bring that down to there probably. And then you're just going to throw in some shadows. So basically the best thing to do is just by shot whatever you think's good. Yeah, well, it's not brilliant, but let's get out of that. Studio pen. So when you throw it in, what you want to do is actually make sure you add a new layer, press the N, bring it down to around 50%, multiply, and then choose your dark color, get your studio pen, and you can play around with the opacity, whatever you want to do. Sure. And then if you draw around, you can get that to color drop basically. So we'll do one in this corner here, and then let's do this one like so. We'll just color drop that. And then one right here. So if you go over the edge, just go to the erase tool, take it back. Because you have the ink layer on top, you don't have to worry too much about it. Alright, so there's shadows. Then we're going to go to a lighter color and do your highlights. So you can do the same again. You can put the opacity to like 50, studio pen, and then just come in here and do your highlights. Whatever's good, I always say. If it look good, keep it like that. And then you can do some other tricks, you know, you can do the dots or some cross hatching, whatever feels good, you know, depending on what you want to do. So we've done some highlights, got some funny dots, some other highlights. We can put, I don't know, something here, I guess, you know, something that makes it stand out. After that, you're going to go on top of the ink layer, and we can put in your ink drops. Yeah, so like the drips. So you want to make sure you have a black studio pen. You want to go up like so. If you press down a little bit harder, you'll get a little drop like so. It's up to you. And then there you go. So something like that. You can go overboard, whatever you want to do. Small ones, big ones, long ones, as many as you feel. There is no wrong answer. So the drop shadow is basically you go back to this layer here that's blacked out and you duplicate it like so, and you go to the bottom one. You want to get this up top, because when you press the selection tool, you're going to grab it here. Turn your line. You're going to go to freeform, sorry, and bring this down. Now, because there isn't much space, this is all I've got left. Yeah, so you kind of want to get it like so. So this is from the shadow. Yeah, so you can bring it down, tap it, join it, something like that, and bring this around. So it looks a bit quirky, I suppose. Then you can drop these down. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. Anyway, now you can do the background. Kind of choose a color that looks good. Something that makes it pop, basically, you know. It's like, yeah, that'll do. And there you go. That is your initial with color. Then you go like crazy. If you add a layer here, but then drop it, hold this, and then drop it down one. Then you can do like some kind of crazy background, decimals, whatever you want to do. Just choose like a light gray. If you want, you can drop the opacity, put it onto multiply, see how that comes out, and just wash it back and forth. And there you go. That is how to draw a graffiti letter with Procreate. Hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any comments, then please do leave them below. And hopefully, if you do need more help, just let us know and we'll go through some more stuff. Thanks.